Hey guys, so as I promised you, I'm going to do a video about factory reset. So what is factory reset? Well, you know when you get a phone or you get a laptop or whatever, and you factory reset it, it basically means that you erase everything that phone or laptop has. Which means you erase everything. Now, in our case, this metaphor is useful because every time of the day, every second, every minute of the day, you get to decide. You get to decide who you are. You get to decide what you're going to have and how your reality is going to be. Now, most of you, what you do is you cling to yesterday or you cling to last week or last month, which means that you take in consideration the circumstances and you find excuses for why you are not allowed to have your manifestation. Okay. So by factory resetting yourself every second of the day, it means you erase everything that ever happened so that you won't cling on past circumstances. Okay. Let me give you an example. And I quote, CJ, my SP said this, or they said they never want to see me again. They said they don't love me anymore. Now, when you take this in consideration as being a valid reason for why you cannot have your manifestation, you are going to cling onto it and you are going to create from it more circumstances of the same way. Now, by factory resetting it and erasing it, it means that you don't even acknowledge the fact that that circumstance out there is a valid reason, is a valid factor to decide whether you're going to have your SP or not. Because circumstances don't matter. They never did, because creation is already finished. Now, what does this mean? Creation is already finished. You're not creating shit. You're selecting, aka manifesting, from the entire realm of possibilities. You're selecting the possibility that you want. But it's already created. You don't need to create anything. You don't need to say 1,000 affirmations because creation is already finished. Now, when you select that, it means that the past related to that idea is not existent. When you decide you're with your specific person, they are yours. They have no choice because by default they have no choice. So when you decide that, what happened yesterday, what happened an hour ago, it doesn't matter. It doesn't count. It's irrelevant. It never counted. Creation is not linear and it's not continuous. It's like imagine yourself hopping from one idea to another. Every scenario has its own past and every scenario has its own future and present. Therefore, what happens is that when you factory reset your beliefs and you say, you know what, it doesn't matter if I believed that until now, it's not relevant. It's irrelevant. You allow yourself to be free and not hang on to conditions. You don't condition yourself anymore. You don't hang on to, well, I have to change my self-concept because yesterday I thought this. So you're going to walk vertical, you're going to be still, you're going to be free. And it's like you're a walking projector. You're a walking lighthouse. That's how you are. You're a walking lighthouse that you shouldn't keep in your memory the circumstances that you don't like. Because to be honest, the circumstance is long dead. It's already dead. It happened. Now, in the instant that it happened, it died in the same instant. Now, your memory of it is what will keep it alive and will produce more and more of the circumstances. Now, after you factory reset it yourself, you walk as if now it's your first day. Now it's your first second. A new beginning. Every second, a new beginning. Nothing to hold you back. Nothing to have you chained. Nothing to have you tied up to its rules, okay? Because you create your own rules. Now, in a Telegram group, I heard the phrase that says, your 3D doesn't respond to your desires. It responds to who you are. Well, now, if you're God, yes, by default, the 3D responds to your desire. If you wouldn't have micromanaged or overanalyzed the idea, the situation, the desire, you would have not invented stupid reasons for yourself. So, it's like this. The 3D responds to your desire by default because you're a God, and the 3D is your creation. It's your friend. When you say, my SP is mine, it would respond immediately to your desire if you wouldn't invent, yes, but he's married. Yes, but she's with a third party. Yes, but she said this. So if you wouldn't bring into discussion the buts of your why your desire cannot manifest, you would have your desire manifested like this, like instant manifestation, right? Because if your 3D wouldn't respond to your desires, then guess what? Do you think you would still be breathing, seeing? Well, if the 3D responds to all those desires, the desire to exist, the desire to breathe, the desire to live, because all these are also desires, right? Just let me pay my tolls here, so if the 3D responds to your desires of breath, of sight, taste, and it responds daily in every second of your life, don't you think the 3D could respond to, I don't know, you having your SP? So it's not the fact that the 3D doesn't respond to your desires. It would respond if you would allow it to, but in between your acknowledgement of the desire and the 3D responses to it, you get in your own way. You get in the way of the 3D responding to you. It would have had, but you keep inventing reasons for why you cannot have it. Now, this happens because you might tend to think that there is something you have to do in order to manifest your desire, that there could be some effort that you should put in, that you're not, that things cannot actually be this simple, right? Well, you don't have to do anything. Your desire is there because it's your desire to experience the desire. You see, there is one big desire. You came into this world with this big desire. This was your first desire. This is your ultimate desire. So your whole life, it's been played out in front of you just to please your own desire, your first desire of being God, experiencing all that you are in a human body. That was the first desire. That's the only desire that keeps all the little desires appearing in your reality, right? So your first desire was, you know what, I'm God, I'm bored. Why don't I start experiencing all that I am in my 3D? Okay, let's create a 3D. Let's create a human body. Let's do this. Let's do that. And you'll have this desire your whole life. And your desire to exist and to experience manifests, and the 3D responds to it. Because when you have the desire to experience something, then you get the desire to experience a specific person. You get the desire to experience marriage. You get the desire to experience millions, wealth, health. But the desire to experience yourself, it's responded by the 3D instantly. Okay? Now, for everyone that is indeed interested in putting and understanding who you are, I've created a course. It's addicted to you. If you're not willing to put in, and if you're not willing to apply, don't buy the course, honestly, because if you're just buying the course and you're just listening and you're don't applying, then it's useless. In that course, there is my mindset, and it's keeping you accountable at all times so that you don't fall back in the victim mindset. If you would just apply, you would get results, but many of you don't apply. Okay. So the course, it's had many success. Whoever wants to get your SB addicted, buy it. Otherwise, don't. That's it. Bye bye.